Danny was the life of the party, just kind of a great person to be around. His addiction really, I think, took off, and I think the stress of knowing a child was coming is kind of what led to the downward spiral.
I put a lot of burden on her shoulders while she was pregnant. I really wasn't there emotionally. I really wasn't there to connect.
That's hard for me to talk about it. It's supposed to be a happy time in your life, and it wasn't.
She had an emergency C-section, and I had to put on scrubs. And in my pocket, I had 3 Oxy 80 pills. Normally, I would just take one, but I didn't want anyone to see what was in my pants pocket, so I took all 3 before I went into delivery. When my daughter was handed to me, I could barely hold her. I ruined that moment.
I wanted him to get things together. I mean, I wanted the perfect little household. He would always tell me that he was trying to get sober.
Maybe I could go to the doctor, get that product. What was it called? Suboxone. Take the Suboxone up until, like, right before my vacation. Then I could stop the Suboxone, quit cold turkey, because I have the whole vacation. You know what I mean?
One of the lowest points of my entire life.
My daughter was asking where he was, and the only thing you can tell a 4, almost 5-year-old is that he's sick.
During that rehab, someone asked me, they said, "What's the number one thing in your life?" I said, "My daughter." He's like, "I'm sick of hearing people say that. You need to be number one in your own life, or she's not going to be there." Later that day, I got on the phone with my daughter, and she said, "Daddy, I just don't want you to be sick anymore. I miss you." And from that moment on, I started writing my daughter's name on my hand to get me through the day. My daughter was ultimately the driving force in me wanting to be number one in my own life.
He looked so much better. I was cautiously optimistic.
It takes time for people to understand, are you going to stay successful?
He had a lot that he needed to do before I felt comfortable with them seeing each other. And he did. He continued to, slowly.
I had set goals, and I had let Lindsay know that my 90-day goal, I want to take my daughter to Hershey Park. And in that time frame, I didn't really get my daughter. And it's very tough as a parent. But what I would do is I would take that as motivation and be like, I'm never going to live like this again. After that 90-day mark, I got to take her to Hershey Park, and it was awesome because I could see life through her eyes.
That saying, time heals all wounds, is so true.
Now looking back on it, I couldn't be more grateful that she has a mother like that was protecting her best interest.
Look at Kaden coming. She's coming.
2 months ago, I moved out of the recovery house and I moved into my own place. And I have a bedroom for Kaden, and I've experienced my first 2 overnights. I couldn't remember the last time I put her to bed. So you're talking years of not having these moments that I really fought to have. And this is why I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, because this is what life's all about. She's just the best thing that I've ever created in my entire life.
The preceding program was presented by Battling Opioids, a project of Pennsylvania Public Media.